guys, welcome to For You Fitness podcast, episode number 14, Carbs 2.0.
C-A-R-B.
Carbs, 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 carbs.
Hey.
All right, that is our intro to carbs because that's what we're going to be discussing today. This is our Carbs 2.0, and I am sitting here with one of St. Pete's finest trainers, Justin Rehark. Why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
All right, guys. How's it going today? So, I am a trainer over at the St. Pete studio, and one of the reasons that nutrition is near and dear to me is back probably in 2010, 2011, I weighed around 235, and I always loved hitting the gym, hitting the weights, but I never really found the results I always wanted to see. I'd look around, see a lot more guys ripped up, defined. I'm like, man, that guy spends like 30 minutes in the gym. I'm here all the time, you know what I mean? Really putting in the work and the effort. So finally, it hit me, maybe it's all about more the nutrition side of things. Okay, so I took that route. So when I got into college, I started researching more, and then I started tracking my foods, started getting more of a science behind things, and before I knew it, I actually dropped down to 185, and then that's actually when I did my first obstacle course race at Tough Mudder. So I got in shape for that, but the way I got in shape was being smarter about the quality of foods I was taking in and not over consuming the bad foods all the time. So I wasn't stressing as much either, because actually the foods I was taking in were keeping me fuller longer because they were packed with protein, they were packed with fiber, they had a good amount of solid, healthy fats. So that's kind of the route I went, and the more you educate yourself, the better and better you're gonna get at an overall healthy lifestyle. But for me, I mean, I minored in sports nutrition too, because I really took an upstart to it. So that's kind of where I came, and really it's all about sustainability. So I took off that 50 pounds, but I actually added about 15 pounds of muscle throughout working out and nutrition. And now I always sit around 190 to 200 because of sustainability and because I know actually how to eat for my body.
Okay, so I think we both can agree that carbs is such a loaded topic that we kind of need to bring it in a notch, at least for the audience and the viewers and the listeners. So today, we're mainly going to be focusing around why, how, and what in regards to carbs for achieving optimal health, like fat loss, lean muscle gains, and weight loss. Comprende?
Sounds good.
Yeah? All right, so we're going to start with the absolute basics. Justin, tell me what your idea of a good carb is. What does that mean to you?
A good carb. All right, so first things first, I would like to be full of nutrients.
Okay.
Good start, right? It also has to be probably starchy and full of fiber. Meaning, fiber, what do you mean? So, the complex carb is going to keep me fuller longer. It's also going to be digested slowly, so I have that nice, steady energy coming at me for, whatever, roughly 2 to 3 hours, depending on digestion. So that's what a complex carb would be to me in terms of digestion, fiber intake, getting the nutrients that your body needs. Complex.
Is a cereal a complex carb?
Cereal is not probably going to be a complex carb.
Why not?
Not going to have the greatest quality ingredients in there.
Okay.
So not going to be the best for the stomach.
Okay, so we would consider that a refined and a processed carb.
More refined, processed, sugary type carb, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you give them an idea of what is a good carb, not just...
So good carb, we could do like sweet potatoes, gluten-free oatmeal would be a solid route to go. Definitely a good amount of fiber in there that'll help you stay regulated.
Regular. Always a good thing. Yes.
There we go. And even some veggies. So you have your carrots. Brussels sprouts are another good route to go. Definitely high in fiber there. You could even do some brown rice as well. You could go chickpea pasta. Type things like that. So it's just to take longer for you to digest. Good amount of steady energy. And it's going to keep you fuller for a longer amount of time, so you're not snacking on bad carbs.
Gotcha. So beans and lentils all of those things. So
yes.
You've got nutrients, you've got fiber, and your insulin response to them stays
nice and
pretty low.
Steady my energy going,
right?
Yeah.
Awesome. In your book, besides cereal, what would be a bad carb?
Bad carbs. Let's go maybe with the route of typical candy bars. You could do some Skittles, Starburst, candy, anything types like that. Anything that's really going to give you a quick burst of energy, not really filled with nutrients, not really filled with fiber. So it's really not doing too much for my body to an extent. So I mean, quick, not slow.
So sugar, in essence.
Sugar in essence, yes.
Sugar. So if you look at a label real quick, if one of the first ingredients is a type of sugar,
yes,
and the sugar is higher than the amount of fiber, then you want to put it away, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good rule of thumb. Yes, indeed.
I think so. Yeah, that's label reading in general.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic.
We can get into the hidden sugars too.
Oh yes. Now I know people are questioning. Well, what about fruit? What's your take on fruit?
Fruit is good to what time are we doing it, and also what are we going to stack it with.
Okay.
So can we stack it with some proteins? Can we stack it with some healthy fats?
And stacking, what is it?
Combining.
Okay.
So,
and why do we want to combine?
So it's going to be slowed down through digestion, guys.
Oh.
Yeah, so instead of getting that quick burst of energy and then crash, it's actually going to be a nice steady route of energy. So say you take that banana, right? What's going to pack well with a banana and taste great?
Ooh.
Maybe some almond butter.
Oh, yeah.
Boy.
Oh, yeah.
See, now we're talking.
Okay.
That would be a nice, good pre-workout snack. Ready to get to the gym, good, consistent energy. There we go.
Now, I'm going to disagree with him on that one, only because I'm not a fan of bananas, and that is just me personally because I am highly insulin sensitive. So banana isn't going to do it for me. Now, I would probably go for a blueberry. Why? Because there's a little bit more fiber to it, as well as any other berry out there, strawberries, raspberries. So less of an insulin spike for me.
Okay.
So, again, it kind of just depends, right?
And there's that timing that we were talking about too.
Absolutely.
So for me, I probably want to hit up a banana. I'm just chilling, you know what I mean? But if I want to have a nice, snack, blueberries, strawberries, maybe throw in some almond butter with that. But yeah, if I'm going right to the gym and I know I'm going to use that energy right away, maybe bananas for me. And it all depends upon that insulin sensitivity like Nina talked about.
Now, what else would you consider in deciding whether to have a carb or not? Like, does it matter?
Man.
Oh man.
That is a wild question. Oh goodness. You could go with genetics, insulin sensitivity. What are we doing throughout the day? Do we have a very high stress job? Are we on the go all the time? Or are we somebody that sits at the desk and we're literally like this all day and just writing out, looking at a screen? Tons of things go into that.
Yeah.
Tons.
So it's all dependent.
It's all dependent upon your lifestyle. Indeed.
So we're going to reference a little article that we both read in regards to the culture in which you reside and where you come from and your genetics. So we were reading about remind me?
It's the Japanese culture.
The Japanese culture, okay.
Yeah.
I think everyone knows that this culture really enjoys its rice and its grains, and pretty much that's all they consume. But, fun fact, let me get to it, they are, and correct me if I'm wrong, the second highest for life expectancy. Now, why would that be? Whereas on the other side of this, you've got Eskimos who rely primarily on high fat, high protein, and minimal carbs. Why is this happening?
1 second. Where's the U.S. sit?
Oh, God.
You know where it's at?
Oh.
I remembered it from the article. We're 43rd.
43rd.
Yeah, we got some catching up to do and then some. We'll just put it there.
Oy vey. So, I mean, case in point.
Yeah, getting back to that, quality of foods is going to be a massive route when it comes to that, right? So the Japanese culture, I'm sure those carbs that they're taking in aren't going to be Starburst, Skittles, those nice, great refined cereals. No, it's going to be more quality, whole food, fresh, those long grains.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So that's going to be a big route when it comes to that, just like the Eskimos. I'm sure they're not, let me pick up that donut and get it in there real quick.
No, they're consuming lots of wild animals, not trans fats and highly processed things that
100%.
Pretty much consumes the entire market in the United States.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so culture, genetics, all of those things are factors. And of course, how, like you mentioned, what are you doing throughout the day? If you're sedentary all day, I think we can pretty much agree that you probably shouldn't be consuming a lot of carbs.
Yes.
Okay? Unless you have some pretty intense like CrossFit workouts.
Yes. Yeah, if you're a sitter and then you're going straight to CrossFit, okay, we can talk.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Of course.
Then. Yeah, so where are those carbs going to go? They're going to be used for that workout instead of just going home and sitting on the couch. But see, like we just talked about, it all comes back to what the lifestyle is, right?
Sure.
What are we doing? What are
Sure.
we doing? So
now, what exactly happens when we consume carbs? Like, what is going on in the body? What is it doing?
There's about 3 routes carbs can go, right? They can be stored as energy, aka what can they be stored as? Fat, right?
Yeah.
Fat. They can be stored as fat. Another route they can go. We can use them for energy. That's going to be one of the main things, right?
Yes.
Let's build some muscles. Let's use them for energy. Another thing they can do, and this is one of my favorites, right? Repair glycogen stores. So not getting too crazy on you, but post-workout, blood sugar is low. Everybody can agree on that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get some carbs in there to help replenish. Yes.
Okay,
So
so
boom, bam, boom, bam. 3.
now I think that as a female, having the fear of consuming carbs is extremely, extremely prevalent. Why do you think we fear this?
It is because society throws so many things out there that is false about carbs, and they lead to carbs. You're going to get fat if you consume too many carbs. Or carbs are bad. Carbs is this. Carbs is that. But I mean, once you break it down and you know exactly the quality of foods that you're eating and how carbs can relate to you, that's going to make the biggest difference. Mm-hmm. So I mean, factor in it's annoying because carbs, they're not bad. It's just a matter of what types of carbs. Mm-hmm. Are we over consuming those carbs? And
Carbs don't make you bulky though.
Carbs don't make you bulky by any means. Now over consuming. Sure.
Okay,
all right.
Okay, so again, so many different factors.
Yes.
But it's okay. Quality, as long as that's up there, you know your quantity and how you respond. And speaking of response, what is a way that we can figure out if we do respond well to carbs? Like what are ways that for somebody like an average Joe to figure out, are carbs good for me? Do they work for me and my lifestyle?
This is what it all comes down to: tracking, and knowing exactly what time we're going to be eating them, and then what are we doing throughout the day. And then just focus on gut health. So are carbs responding to my gut? Am I digesting them properly? And if not, maybe we lower the carb intake. And if we are responding well to them, maybe we higher the carb intake. You know what I mean? So it's things like that. And then also, again, lifestyle. What are we doing? You know what I mean? That comes into it. But there's so many variables that come into it. That's why you have to track. You have to find out for yourself what works for you and what can you sustain.
Right. So what your best friend is doing isn't necessarily what you should be doing. So if say Bales, your fiance, if she wanted to, get lean and mean, would she eat as many carbs as you would?
No, not at all, guys.
Okay. All right. Although she probably could.
She definitely could. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can put my husband under the table when it comes to carbs, but I know it's not right for me. It's just too much. It's excess. Now, if we wanted to take this a step further, as far as really kind of dialing in on the amount of carbs that we need, there are at-home test kits that will pretty much measure your metabolic levels. These test kits I will link in our show notes. A couple different ones. One is called Private MD Labs, and it's a comprehensive metabolic profile, and it measures your blood sugar level, electrolyte and fluid balance, kidney function, and liver function. All for $49. That is not a plug for this company. I'm just saying you can be an advocate for your own health by taking these things into consideration. Easy step. Everything's available online. It's crazy. Anywho, real quick, easy swaps from bad carbs. What's an easy swap from a bad carb to a good carb?
Start right in the morning, right?
Okay.
Cereal. What am I going to have as cereal? I like to do puff kamut.
What the heck?
What is puff kamut, you say?
Are you an Eskimo? Because what is that?
So puff kamut can actually be found at Whole Foods, and it is a type of brown rice, okay?
Okay.
But what it is going to be is a higher in protein, higher in fiber, and it's actually just made. Puff kamut is one ingredient. It's kamut. That's it.
One ingredient.
That
folks.
is. Other ingredients is kamut.
A little bit of almond milk maybe to that.
Ooh, cashew.
Cashew milk. Add some berries to it.
Oh.
Natural sweetener.
Now you're talking.
Okay.
Maybe if you want to, a little bit of almond butter.
A little. Oh man, he's getting crazy on me. All right, so good, solid start to the morning.
Yes.
Okay. Now you get into lunch. Okay. What are some normal carbs that we can swap out for?
So let's say, what about some pasta, right? Everybody loves their pasta. You know what I like to do? Let's do some chickpea pasta. That sounds nice. Because you know why? Higher in fiber, higher in protein. Oh, what do those do? Keep you fuller for a longer amount of time.
Absolutely.
And I'm not going to make bad choices.
Absolutely. Bonza is a great brand. As long as, I think Ancient Grains is the other one. These can now be found pretty much at every local health market from Sprouts, Whole Foods, Publix. So it is available to you, and they actually taste good.
Yeah.
You just got to season a little bit of salt, pepper, maybe olive oil, whatever you got to add to it. All right, we're getting to dinner time.
Oh boy.
Swaps.
What's a classic we hadn't go over?
Yeah.
Sandwich.
Oh, what can we do for a sandwich?
What can we do for
What?
that?
I can't have my bread? You're going to take my bread away from me?
I know, right? That's a devilish
Heaven
thing to do.
forbid you get rid of bread. Okay. So what would you do?
How about we do a sweet potato wrap? Sweet potato, you say, ooh, that's pretty good. They made it into a wrap? Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
I
they
go
did.
the beef-free route.
Boom.
Yeah.
Be-free. Oh my gosh. And if you cannot find a wrap like that, guys, sweet potatoes as buns is ridiculous.
Oh my gosh, so much flavor.
So much.
Yes.
And you've got nutrients there. You got a little bit of sweetness, not too much. Fiber. And then if you check out my sweet potato Carnitas Sliders, I'm just saying, the combination of protein, the sweet potato, you got a little bit of avocado to that. You have a well-balanced meal.
Oh my God, did you just pack protein, fats, and carbs all together?
I think I did. That was kind of like the best trifecta ever. I think so.
That was nice.
I think so.
That.
So easy swaps, you guys. They're available to you everywhere. You just gotta plan ahead maybe.
Yes, strategize.
Yeah. All right, going into the weekend. I mean, what do you think? What should you do to be ready for these carb-heavy lunches and brunches? What do you do?
Guys, you know what I do? First off, let's pack some protein on at breakfast, okay?
Okay.
Packing protein in. Make sure your water intake is going to be high, okay? Because what that's going to do, it's going to help flush out those sodium-rich foods we might be taking in later, okay?
Lots of water.
Big thing.
Yep.
And so for breakfast, let's try to have a big meal because that's going to keep us fuller all the way up until that dinner that comes along to play, right?
Okay.
Another thing that you want to do, pick out that restaurant, okay? Strategize. So find out what we're going to eat before we even walk in the door, because that way we're not stressing over it and we can really just enjoy our evening with our friends, with our fiance, with our wife, with our husband. Or what you also could do, you could text me, you could text Nina, you could text one of the lovely trainers at For You Fitness, and we can help you as well.
Use your resources, guys.
For sure.
And so I think all in all, you eliminate the excuses by planning ahead.
100%.
You take control by knowing where you're going and not being at the mercy of making that bad decision right then and there.
We're just not stressed. We can have just a nice night, Focus on friends and family. Don't worry so much about what we're eating if we have a game plan going in.
Right. Any other kind of takeaways that you want to leave the audience with as far as just remembering why we consume carbs, for what purpose?
Guys, one thing we need to consume carbs for, especially if you have a high-stress job, dopamine and serotonin is released off into the brain. Now, what does dopamine and serotonin do, you may ask? It reduces cortisol levels. Cortisol levels inhibits the ability for us to burn fat. So if we can drop our cortisol levels by increasing our dopamine and serotonin levels, ta-da! We just put ourselves in a better fat-burning state.
Win. I think, okay. I mean, I got nothing to say about that one. So say for instance, and we'll leave it on this note, somebody over consumed carbs. How do you rebound from that, or what do you do to make sure that no regrets? What can you do?
You know what? I like what you just said about no regrets. So how about this? We just did that, yesterday, right? And now we're super stressed about it.
Yep.
Let's just get back on track.
Oh, that's a thing? We can get back on track?
Because guess what? Every day you wake up and it's a new start. So instead of saying, screw it, I messed up yesterday, or man, I'm going to starve myself today. Let's not do that. It's going to wreak havoc on your metabolism. Let's just get back right on track to the healthy lifestyle that we chose, and everything will be okay. I promise.
Move on, move forward. It's okay. Don't beat yourself up.
You did it. It's done. It's in the past.
Get on with yourself.
Yes.
Yeah? All right, guys. I think that kind of wraps it up. Again, this is such a loaded topic that you may be seeing this guy again to talk more about carbs.
Good possibility.
Great guy. Yeah. Anyways, make sure to please subscribe to our For You Fitness podcast. Give it 5 stars if you liked it, because that helps us help you. Again, we do this for you, right?
For sure, 100%.
Because we love what we do. All right, we're good.
All right,
Peace
guys.
out, guys. Thanks
Bye-bye.
for listening.